The first point, which is keep the Prime Minister there till GE14, well, I'm afraid I disagree. Because for this reason, it's not about the opposition winning elections or Barisan National winning elections. It's about the future of the country. Can we afford to wait another 2 years? For me, it's, you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's not about them winning. So what if Razali comes in and does a good job and, whatever. We need to focus on what's best in the interest of the country. And if you focus on that, then I think actually, I don't even think removal of or Najib stepping down is really the entire answer either. We need reform, because the person who's coming in is going to be the Deputy Prime Minister, and we may not be any better off. But we need a commitment to reform, otherwise it's of no use. So for me, though, it's about saving the country right now, actually. I don't think we can take another 1 or 2 years of this. I really don't. I'm very, very concerned, and so I would like to see some change happen. I would like to see people taking responsibility and doing the right thing by the nation. I remember, I was saying to someone that, the first 2 or 3 Prime Ministers, Tunku Abdul Rahman and, Tun Razak and Tun Hussein they never crossed certain red lines, like interfering with the judiciary and all that. They stopped short. There are red lines. Whereas today, actually, and I remember Tunku coming out and saying he was the happiest Prime Minister in the world. Do you remember that statement? What are we now? I mean, why are we here? And here is what? Here is where not only is the Prime Minister not happy, neither are the people happy. Nobody is happy, okay? And we need to get ourselves out of this doldrums. And for that, I think we need immediate action. So I disagree that we hold on, yeah? That's one. Now, the other thing would be registering to vote. Yes, that's something that you can do. But I also would do this, because as I say, our leaders do come to London quite often. I think you should also organize engaging with them. And maybe get our students in. If you all have a better rapport with the High Commission, keep engaging and telling them what you're unhappy about. I really think you should do that. You'll be surprised when they're out of the country, they're more ready to engage. In the country, they're always different. Somehow when they cross the border into Malaysia, they change. And they just bully us and constantly tell us off, and threaten. Whereas when they're out of the country, you have a chance to engage. And my suggestion is that you do that.
Ambiga, may I come back to your suggestion about the Najib going immediately? What if there is just somebody who replaces him, who is a seat warmer for Mahathir's man? Then aren't we just getting back to status quo?
Yeah, but one thing at a time, lah. You can't overthink. You can't overthink things. I think Najib leaving. That is something that in any democracy should occur. Okay, that is something that is the right thing to do. Then we have to deal with the next person who comes in, and that's where you have to deal with the issue of reform. Which is why if the opposition is going to back any motion of no confidence, for example, they have to make reform part of the agenda. And I think they have, actually, to be fair. They've said that reform is an absolute must. In fact, in Hakam, we suggested a unity. I won't use the word unity. We suggested formation of a national government. But this was right at the beginning when the news broke in the Wall Street Journal, And we've come up with a plan, actually, which is online and which we presented, which was the Mediarakyat Action Plan. And there we suggested that we have a national government, because in times of crisis, setting up a national government is perfectly legitimate. It's happened here, I think Sri Lanka, it's happened in many, many places. So, but it needs willingness, you see. It needs willingness on the part of the people who are there.
You mean a caretaker?
It's like a caretaker. What we suggest is a unity, I don't want to use the word unity because nobody likes it, a national government comprising of Barisan Nasional and opposition. So you bring in some of the opposition members in key positions like, you know, it doesn't have to be, they don't have to be ministers or whatever, but at least positions where they can influence policy on finance and other such things. But they have a life of 18 months, that's what we have suggested. And within 18 months, they must call for elections. And within that 18 months, they must clean up the electoral process. So that's actually an ideal solution for the situation we're in. But this leadership will not agree with that. It'll never happen because they can't afford to agree to that, right? And we suggested actually that the Prime Minister take a leave of absence. If he doesn't like the word resign, take a leave of absence and let this democratic process take place. But I think that's a tough one. But honestly, that is really the solution to our present problems. If only they would think of the country.